Marriage. In May 1883, the 13-year-old Gandhi was married to 14-year-old Kasturbai Gokuldas Kapadia. Her first name was usually shortened to Kasturba and affectionately to Ba, in an arranged marriage, according to the custom of the region at that time. He lost a year at school, but was later allowed to make up for his studies. Gandhi's wedding was a joint event. His brother and cousin were also married. Recalling the day of their marriage, Gandhi once said, "As we didn't know much about marriage, for us, it meant only wearing new clothes, eating sweets, and playing with relatives." As was the prevailing tradition, the adolescent bride was to spend much time at her parents' house and away from her husband. Writing many years later, Gandhi regretted the lustful feelings he felt for his young bride. "Even at school, I used to think of her, and the thought of nightfall and our subsequent meeting was ever haunting me." Gandhi later recalled feeling jealous and possessive of her, such as when Kasturba would visit a temple with her girlfriends and being sexually lustful in his feelings for her. In late 1885, Gandhi's father, Karamchand, died. Gandhi had left his father's bedside to be with his wife mere minutes before his passing. Many decades later, Gandhi wrote, "If animal passion had not blinded me, I should have been spared the torture of separation from my father during his last moments." Later, Gandhi, then 16 years old, and his wife, aged 17, had their first child, who survived only a few days. The two deaths anguished Gandhi. The Gandhis had four more sons: Harilal, born in 1888, Manalal, born in 1892, Ramdas, born in 1897, and Devdas, born in 1900. In November 1887, the 18-year-old Gandhi graduated from high school in Ahmedabad. In January 1888, he enrolled at Samaldas College in Bhavnagar State, then the sole degree-granting institution of higher education. However, Gandhi dropped out and returned to his family in Porbandar. Outside school, Gandhi's education was enriched by exposure to Gujarati literature, especially reformers like Narmad and Govardhan Ram Tripathi, whose works alerted the Gujaratis to their faults and weaknesses, such as belief in religious dogmatism. 3 years in London, student of law Gandhi had dropped out of the cheapest college he could afford in Bombay. Mavji Dev Joshiji, a Brahmin priest and family friend, advised Gandhi and his family that he should consider law studies in London. In July 1888, Gandhi's wife Kasturba gave birth to their first surviving child, Harilal. Gandhi's mother was not comfortable about Gandhi leaving his wife and family and going so far from home. Gandhi's uncle Tulsidas also tried to dissuade his nephew, but Gandhi wanted to go. To persuade his wife and mother, Gandhi made a vow in front of his mother that he would abstain from meat, alcohol, and women. Gandhi's brother, Laxmidas, who was already a lawyer, cheered Gandhi's London studies plan and offered to support him. Putlibai gave Gandhi her permission and blessing. On 10th August 1888, Gandhi, aged 18, left Porbandar for Mumbai, then known as Bombay. A local newspaper covering the farewell function by his old high school in Rajkot noted that Gandhi was the first Baniya from Kathiawar to proceed to England for his barrister examination. As Mohandas Gandhi waited for a berth on a ship to London, he found that he had attracted the ire of the Modh Baniyas of Bombay. Upon arrival in Bombay, he stayed with the local Modh Baniya community, whose elders warned Gandhi that England would tempt him to compromise his religion and eat and drink in Western ways. Despite Gandhi informing them of his promise to his mother and her blessings, Gandhi was excommunicated from his caste. Gandhi ignored this, and on 4 September, he sailed from Bombay to London, with his brother seeing him off. Gandhi attended University College London, where he took classes in English literature with Henry Morley in 1888-1889. Gandhi in London as a law student. Gandhi also enrolled at the Inns of Court School of Law in Inner Temple with the intention of becoming a barrister. His childhood shyness and self-withdrawal had continued through his teens. Gandhi retained these traits when he arrived in London, but joined a public speaking practice group and overcame his shyness sufficiently to practice law. Gandhi demonstrated a keen interest in the welfare of London's impoverished dockland communities. In 1889, a bitter trade dispute broke out in London, with dockers striking for better pay and conditions, and seamen, shipbuilders, factory girls, and others joining the strike in solidarity. The strikers were successful, in part due to the mediation of Cardinal Manning, leading Gandhi and an Indian friend to make a point of visiting the Cardinal and thanking him for his work. Vegetarianism and committee work, his vow to his mother, influenced Gandhi's time in London. Gandhi tried to adopt English customs, including taking dancing lessons. However, he didn't appreciate the bland vegetarian food offered by his landlady, and was frequently hungry until he found one of London's few vegetarian restaurants. Influenced by Henry Salt's writing, Gandhi joined the London Vegetarian Society, LVS, and was elected to its executive committee under the aegis of its president and benefactor Arnold Hills. An achievement while on the committee was the establishment of a Bayswater chapter. Some of the vegetarians Gandhi met were members of the Theosophical Society, which had been founded in 1875 to further universal brotherhood, and which was devoted to the study of Buddhist and Hindu literature. They encouraged Gandhi to join them in reading the Bhagavad Gita, both in translation as well as in the original. Gandhi had a friendly and productive relationship with Hills, but the two men took a different view on the continued LVS membership of fellow committee member Thomas Allinson. Their disagreement is the first known example of Gandhi challenging authority, despite his shyness and temperamental disinclination towards confrontation. Allinson had been promoting newly available birth control methods, but Hills disapproved of these, believing they undermined public morality. He believed vegetarianism to be a moral movement, and that Allinson should therefore no longer remain a member of the LVS. Gandhi shared Hills' views on the dangers of birth control, but defended Allison's right to differ. It would have been hard for Gandhi to challenge Hills. Hills was 12 years his senior and, unlike Gandhi, highly eloquent. Hills bankrolled the LVS and was a captain of industry with his Thames Ironworks Company, employing more than 6,000 people in the East End of London. Hills was also a highly accomplished sportsman who later founded the football club West Ham United. In his 1927 an autobiography, Volunari, Gandhi wrote, "The question deeply interested me. I had a high regard for Mr. Hills and his generosity, but I thought it was quite improper to exclude a man from a vegetarian society simply because he refused. To regard Puritan morals as one of the objects of the society, a motion to remove Allinson was raised and was debated and voted on by the committee. Gandhi's shyness was an obstacle to his defense of Allinson at the committee meeting. Gandhi wrote his views down on paper, but shyness prevented Gandhi from reading out his arguments. So Hills, the president, asked another committee member to read them out for him. Although some other members of the committee agreed with Gandhi, the vote was lost and Allinson was excluded. There were no hard feelings, with Hills proposing the toast at the LVS farewell dinner in honour of Gandhi's return to India. Called to the bar, Gandhi, at age 22, was called to the bar in June 1891 and then left London for India, where he learned that his mother had died while he was in London and that his family had kept the news from Gandhi. His attempts at establishing a law practice in Bombay failed because Gandhi was psychologically unable to cross-examine witnesses. He returned to Rajkot to make a modest living drafting petitions for litigants, but Gandhi was forced to stop after running afoul of British officer Sam Sunny. In 1893, a Muslim merchant in Kathiawar named Dada Abdullah contacted Gandhi. Abdullah owned a large, successful shipping business in South Africa. His distant cousin in Johannesburg needed a lawyer, and they preferred someone with Kathiawari heritage. Gandhi inquired about his pay for the work. They offered a total salary of 105,000, 4143 in 2023 money, plus travel expenses. He accepted it, knowing that it would be at least a one-year commitment in the colony of Natal, South Africa, also a part of the British Empire. Civil rights activist in South Africa, 1893 to 1914. In April 1893, Gandhi, aged 23, set sail for South Africa to be the lawyer for Abdullah's cousin. Gandhi spent 21 years in South Africa, where he developed his political views, ethics, and politics. During this time, Gandhi briefly returned to India in 1902 to mobilize support for the welfare of Indians in South Africa.